Get in your feelings and make diss songs. I make at your people's house outside shooting at Blix homes. And I can blame it on the green. Got a wealth of knowledge, you should listen when I speak. I was probably the hardest kid in the class of T. I be my name, I've been a little bitch, I don't do a response. No one doobie after doobie, your boo wanna chew me, she told you she. We're here. We're ready. I'm hot. Oh man, where's my water? The Melodic Blue from Baby Keem. Either he's about to come out, or I'm about to feel like I'm riding a rainbow. I did say in the last Baby Keem video that was done on this channel that he would need to drop within the next month. And what did he do? After getting a feature with Travis Scott on Durag Activity, a feature with Kanye West on Donda, and Kendrick Lamar on Family Ties, he decided to drop his album no more than a week and a half, 2 weeks after that single. And I just can't help thinking that my advice might have played a little bit of a part. I'm not special. I'm the only one who told him to do that. Regardless of why we got the Melodic Blue, we got it. I'm very excited. It's 16 tracks. 2 of these I think I've already heard: Durag Activity, Family Ties. I gotta look through the rest of the track list to see if there's anything else that we heard. But other than that, we should be good for a full album experience. I mean, I haven't been this excited to find a new artist that I enjoy like to this extent probably since Toliver. And Toliver's supposed to be on the album. That's crazy. I see what my body's trying to tell me. It had to get all the gas up out of me because this album is about to be gas, obviously. Before we get the video started, I got a question for you. And you leave your comment down below. Bring back a dead family member or dinner with Jay-Z. Personally, me personally, you personally, I'm gonna have to go with dinner with Jay-Z. Cause what he out here doing? He chasing a bag. What they doing? It's fucked up. It's fucked. Trademark US. Up, nigga. This is your intro, bro. You can't start off all like sad and depressed and then you go immediately just rush in, bro. That is like foreplay and then immediately cutting. Baby Keem's music, sometimes his hype tracks, a lot of the time they always sound like what I could imagine a school bully would be playing in his earphones when he's just walking up to people knocking their books down. Every track, Baby Keem is Black Air Force energy. The alarming nature of some of these tracks, as if like a severe storm is on the horizon and the weather service just hit your phone like, hey little nigga, get inside, this tornado about to suck you up, and not the Gok Gok 3000. It's the first track. That was one transition, 2 transitions. It does feel like a I don't care what nobody says about Kendrick's vocal inflections or Keem's vocal inflections. The attempt at it is appreciated just because you're trying to bring forth extra flair or further personality to the track. And you don't need to add a feature to do that. You know what I mean? I like this track a lot. We burst into the door, kicked the door down with an explosion of energy, and I love it. You know, I love it so much. Like I said before, those vocal inflections that Keem is going with, they just add such personality to this track. They prevent it from being boring. They prevent it from getting stale. The beat switches as well. I wonder how long he's been working on this project. I do know Die For My Bitch came out in 2019. So I'm definitely excited to see what he's got in store for the rest of this project, and again, how long he's been working on it. Track number 2 is Pink Panties. Oh my God, please let this be an R&B track. And sometimes that shit don't work at all. What the fuck was that? That sounds like a small nigga imitating what he thinks a big nigga sounds like. You said alright, babe. Pussy tight, babe. Put that shit inside, babe. I let it I mean, well, why would he? You know, I don't know why niggas be saying that in their raps. Like, oh, your nigga don't like me. He despised me. Like, no shit. You're fucking his bitch. Like, what do you mean? Supposed to be friends? No. I like the way this is going. The intro really threw me off. But the rest of this so far is really nice. And it's also giving me some Roddy Ricch inspiration. I'm on vacation. You want to treasure me. Damn it! What is this? Oh, this reminds me of. It reminds me of a song, and I don't remember what it's called. No. The song that I'm thinking about that this reminds me of is a really old song. It's like at least 15 years old. I like how on this track that he's aware that everybody in the industry is hitting the same chick. So I like that, you know. So if you get an STD, you can't be mad at nobody but yourself. The fuck is this hook, man? Take that shit off. Yeah, nah, I'm not fucking with that hook. You know, the hook kind of ruins the song for me. I like the song, don't get me wrong. And the energy that he's exhibiting with the song is nice too, but like the hook itself, nah. Like get a southern rapper to do the hook, you know what I mean? Like get a feature, do Project Pat, do something like that, or Plies, you know, or I don't fucking know anything other than what that was. Track number 3 is Scapegoats. There was redemption in the fall. This nigga got serpent with feet on a track. Not that that's like an insane thing to do. I'm sure serpent with feet works with a lot of people. That was the last feature I expected to show up on this album. I don't know why. You know I'm borderline more than rich. Oh, so he's sampling it. I thought, okay, I'm done. We had to let several lawyers in. One day I tell you how my life was unfortunate. See, now this track is reminiscent of the album cover. Like he's sitting on this bed of beautiful serpent with feet vocals, and it literally feels like him sitting at the edge of a rainbow. That's reminiscent of what the album cover is right there. I'm used to taking back streets. Last week was nothing new. Bitches is my scapegoat. The next track is Range Brothers. What the fuck? Dog, there's been a fly, not even a fly, a bitch ass net in here for at least 2 weeks, bro. And there hasn't been a multiplication. It's one fucking net. And he appears every time I turn these goddamn lights on because nets are attracted to lights like crackheads are to, oh, I guess crack. I just want you to die, bro. Like, please. Educated, so I put her in a cut. One of the highlights about Baby Keem is that he isn't afraid to go to an awkward place vocally. But when that hits you sometimes, it's very jarring. It can be very eye-opening. The places that he decides to go sometimes. I appreciate all the places that this is going musically, but the switches seem kind of pointless right now. And you know, not to say like this is a bad track. Maybe I'm just not, like, I'm generally a fan of a violin, but maybe not during a beat like this. It makes the violin come off more awkward than I feel the purpose of a violin usually should be used for, which is to make the track a little bit more, you know, beautiful. I mean, if you can make it work, but I just think here it sounds a little awkward. I don't know what to say. There's just so much happening. Like, is this good or is it bad? Am I bad?
Let's get this shit. On the top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning. Hold on.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? All the time it doesn't work. I feel like this is when Playboy Cardi did Jump Out the House. But it wasn't awkward for Playboy Cardi to do it. Here it's that top of the morning shit he was just doing. That comes off less like Playboy Cardi's Jump Out the House and more like you're jogging down the street by yourself. And dude just out of nowhere whispers in your ear, top of the morning, and it scares the shit out of you. But the awkward thing about the encounter is he doesn't break eye contact and he keeps fucking saying it even after he knows that he scared the shit out of you. He doesn't stop coming closer. Whole time before that, you didn't hear him clapping his hands. Let's get this shit while you were running, like trying to give you a boost for the workout. Like, nigga, get the fuck away from me. I don't know what they did on that track. Like, there were so many things happening, and then there were things happening for what I felt like were pointless reasons at some point. Like, changing the beat sometimes just didn't seem to add to the overall like quality of the song, like the transitions just seem like abrupt and let's go from here to here to here to here to here just because we fucking can. I don't know what to say about this track. And no, at first when I first heard him say that, I thought he was saying top in the morning. And then at that point I'm like, yo, bro, I'm good. Like, give it to me, you know what I'm saying? Relax, okay? Because every time I say something, y'all want to turn it into a suspect comment. It wasn't even sus. All I said was, if it's top, give it to me. I want that. That's all I said. And not that top. Talking about dick, all right? Sucking dick, cock. I've done this too much. You know, y'all either gonna take what you're gonna take or you're not. Track number 5 is Issues. Cause y'all got issues after the last track. This sounds like a ringtone.
I knew since we first got evicted out of roof. My new since rehab, I was 6 trying to see you, and I missed you. You don't know what we've been through. Don't let the wolves come get.
The sentiment behind this track, I enjoy. I like. I think he's talking about his mother. Obviously, he did mention earlier in the album that she had drinking issues, and I'm assuming this is her going to rehab and trying to get her life back on track. He does seem kind of off in a trance, you know, almost in limbo, going back and forth. The beat is kind of bare bones. I don't know if it's to symbolize that we just keep going back and forth. She keeps getting better, or we keep thinking that she's getting better, then she keeps going back. I don't know what the case is with that. Yeah, it does feel very blue. Interesting, because I feel like this is a very Kanye inspired track. This is something I feel like I would hear off of the demo version of 808s and Heartbreak. Part of the reason that I wasn't the biggest fan of 808s and Heartbreaks was because so much of it felt so open and unfinished. And I get the similar vibe from this track. You know, it was a lot of space on this track, you know, very aquatic, kind of wavy feel to it. It does make him seem like a bit of a void or an empty existence when he's talking about his mother, and maybe that's how he felt and how he wanted the track to kind of represent how he felt. Track number 6 is titled Gorgeous. Please kill this shit. Let me ask you this question real quick, okay? I like the track already, but I can't help it, all right? I can't help hearing it. Who would do it better, him or Cardi? We'll see how he flows through the rest of the track. But yeah, I definitely felt that in the beginning. I really did. I don't know what to think of that track. No, it's like so far with the album, there are great ideas that don't always make great songs. Like this track, I felt like had the foundations of a great song. But the ideas that went into it, you know, some of the vocal inflections, the auto-tune bits, they don't always contribute to the enjoyability of the song. They do contribute to the stagnation, if that's a word, or they take away the staleness that a track could have if you went on with one flow or one inflection for too long. But I do kind of want to see what that would be like, you know, what a fully realized song with one tone chosen from Keem would be if he decided to just stick with one for an entire track for 2 to 3 minutes at a time, you know. At the end of the day, I think having so much vocal personality is a great thing. At the same time, it shouldn't be at a detriment to the structure of a song. And I feel like for the most part, he had that to a T on Die For My Bitch. Still, that wasn't a bad track. Track number 7 is South Africa.
I do too, let's fall in love. Drinking tap water, diabetes in the jar. I'm taking shit back, but you won't get far. I'm a pop star like Prince. I buy a house.
Bro, no. We 7 tracks in. I really like one track, and then 2 other tracks are cool and listenable. And then after that, it's just like, bro, what the fuck is going on? It's a boring song. I don't like saying that about this album. It's a boring song. Track number 8 is Lost Souls. All right. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You see that bitch right there? She fuck Romeo. Trying to find me a bitch that no titties on the FaceTime, let them out.
We gotta stop the titty supremacy, all right? Ass all day. I don't care about your titties. I don't. Ass. 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 Yeah, this is it. Like a thief in the night. That means you're taking something from her, Keem. What exactly are you taking? Don't get canceled now. Put it on me. Thought that track was a little longer than it needed to be, but the outro for that, where the piano bits come in, is great. I like the sentiment of this track. Maybe it could be explained in a little bit of a different way, but yeah, you want someone that no one knows. You want someone low key. You want to do everything with no one seeing. You don't want a mess being made. You don't want your info in the public. You just want to be able to have your cake and eat it in private. Let's just be low key. Why does anyone have to know? Why do you need to see my mom? I don't care that we've been going out for a couple months. Why you being weird? Track number 9 is Coco. They serve soul food in London? Ain't no way. I hear him humming. It's like a melodic version of a corrupted file, or like dial-up internet. We've already heard Family Ties featuring Kendrick. One bar that on there that I did return to, that I'm wondering who Baby Keem was talking about, was at the end where he says, "Number 2 DM in my bitch. That's cool, I don't ask why." Were you talking about Drake? Track number 11 is Scars. The choices that I made leave me with scars. I feel like oh, fuck. Next track is Durag Activity that features Travis Scott. And if you don't know my opinion on this one, I like some of the opening lines. I don't think the track had much energy, but that isn't always bad. I do still like Durag Activity. It's in the same lane as No Sense. I think he released No Sense as well. And it was just another one of those tracks that just didn't feel like it was present. You know, he didn't feel present or really like there for me, you know, as a performer, as an artist. He just didn't seem like he was giving his all or giving his max to the track, you know, and that didn't really sit well in terms of enjoyability of the song for me. The same thing kind of happens here with Durag Activity. Not a bad track. I still enjoy it, but parts of it more than the whole song itself. Track number 13 is Booman. I got the bitch. I walk in Bedford like Rick. Flew out to England and I went to Mexico. Crapping that bitch on my These horns are everything, bro. It's so zesty. It's hot. It's spicy. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those tracks. It's spicy, man. Yeah. I'm sexy and blessed. You can't relate to that. I'm in the casket cause I get ratchet. My name is not Jet. I told you that. What? No, nigga. God! Now I like this vocal inflection because I think it's kind of funny, but it's also pissing me off because you could have went with a more melodic flow and it would have been crazy. It would have been fire. But you know, I suppose this is okay too. Booman, I guess this is an alter ego problem. You need to relax. There's way too many personalities from one nigga on this album. Yeah, so I like the background vocals as well that were going along with the horns. And this track by itself, I just think it's cool, you know? It's very triumphant. Those horns give it a very big, large feeling. So I like it. I like it just based off that. Track number 14 is First Order of Business. First order of business, dog, I gotta shake the toxic pussy good, so I come through on my worst day. Like I should. Oh, that line was crazy. Pussy good, so I come through on my worst days. Y'all don't know about that. That's wild. That's a lovely story. I don't mind it. Again, it's kind of low energy, pretty bare bones, nothing much happening instrumentally, but there's some lyrics here that you could relate to, and also I think some of the lines are funny. I do. Track number 15 is titled Vent. I think I've heard this before. I think it was originally a Kendrick. I don't remember. Fuck. Look at my dick print. Fuck all the rats. What? If you could pay, give me my fade. I want the fade. I need the fade. It's hard to care about this song. Because, like, there's nothing in this track that was done to that much higher of a degree than the Family Ties cut. And although I'm not the biggest fan of Range Brothers, I think it was called, that had so much personality to it that this one is almost like, do we need to have this track on here too? Not even because there's another Kendrick feature, but because it's just like, this track doesn't hold up to the other features with Kendrick that are on this album. Track number 16 is 16. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Oh, this is his Honest. This is this album's Honest. Kinda. Because Honest is a great track. But this is this track's Honest. Or album's Honest. Similarly blue. similarly cathartic.
Mama mad at me, I know I fucked up big. My girl mad at me, I know I
Oh my God, that is amazing. Yo, man, that shit is hard. It's only hard because you can relate. My mama mad at me because I fucked up, did it again. Girl mad at me because I fucked up, did it again. Oh my God, Keem. I'm gonna be real with you. You can delete half of this fucking album. I'm disappointed. I am. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm disappointed. Half of the record, I'm disappointed. But this track, I could overlook a couple things, man. Grab my hand and look me in the eye. This ain't something you should decide. So that was Baby Keem with the Melodic Blue, and let me tell you how I feel about it. I am disappointed. I am. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm very disappointed in this album. I came into this not necessarily knowing what direction that he would go in. I do know feature-wise the energy that he's been on more recently with the Kendrick verse and the Kanye verse, and even the Travis Scott verse to an extent. I felt like he was going into these tracks with a bunch of high energy, explosive energy more often than not. And for this to be titled The Melodic Blue, it was very tart as a listening experience. There was a lot of abrasive cuts, transitions that didn't necessarily help the song structure that sometimes was ruined because there was a vocal inflection that he wanted to attempt on another track, and it didn't always work, you know. And when it does work, it's great. It makes the track more explosive. It adds a lot more personality. But when it doesn't work, you just feel like you are driving in the passenger seat, and the person that has the wheel, the person's behind the wheel, they're constantly braking really hard. They're going 60 and a 40. They're going 40 and an 80. It's just like nothing seems to be going the way it's supposed to go, or feeling like it's naturally supposed to be there. And it kind of makes some of the tracks just awkward. You know, the track with Kendrick, Range Brothers. What the fuck again was that? Not to say that it was a horrible track, because there are moments, brief moments, where Kendrick's going off, where Keem's going off. But for the most part, those awkward moments shine way more than the moments where he's going off. And it's just like, bro, what the fuck? Like, why'd you do that? You know what I mean? If you're going to do these weird and vocal inflections, do it like a King's Dead, where Future is extremely awkward on that track, but at the end of the day, Kendrick steals the show. James Blake's transition steals the show. You know what I mean? There are just moments on this album where there just isn't enough happening. Moments where it feels like Keem is either dragging the track out, or there could be a feature placed to kind of replace the personality that Keem may be trying to add with a vocal inflection switch up or a tonality switch up. The tracks that work here really do work. Like the intro cut. Keem comes through with crazy energy. It feels like a weather advisor. The ending cut, where Keem is actually giving some melodic music. He's singing a bit. He's talking about his relationship struggles with the women in his life. You know, it sounds natural. It sounds good. It has a nice hook, a nice chorus to it. Great song ideas on Pink Panties, but his vocal inflections on the hook are just far too awkward for me to take the track as a whole seriously, although I'll still probably listen to it. A bunch of these tracks have quality to them. A lot of them have some enjoyability, but I'm trying to find where the replay value would be, because some of these tracks don't really feel like they exist for a reason, because Keem sometimes just isn't really pulling you in when it comes to the info that's on this album. He is the star of the show, no doubt, and his features are not stealing the limelight away from him at any capacity in this album, but when he is front and center, it's like, do you remember what he's talking about when he's speaking about himself? You know, the main takeaways from this record are he came up from a difficult situation in dealing with family. He came up with from a difficult situation when it comes to dealing with his mother's addiction. But it doesn't show up enough in the album for it to be a focal point. Other than that, he's pretty much rapping about being the more original star that's coming up in the rap game, which is interesting, which is cool, but it would have better suited the narrative of an EP as opposed to a 16-track album. You being original and feeling like you want to have a relationship that's low-key, I don't think is enough content to serve a 16-track album. I enjoy this album for what its potential is, the ideas that sometimes happen here, but I do think Keem is I don't know, it might feel like he's so afraid of being reminiscent of other artists that he prevents himself from fully realizing his own ideas because he's trying to remain unpredictable, you know, and sometimes that can ruin some tracks, as I've said before. But there's only so much that I can say about this record. I do enjoy it, but I am disappointed at the same time. There are tracks that I'm going to take away from this. Like I said, there's this album's Honest, in my opinion, and a couple other tracks that I feel are hard hitters. The track with Kendrick, Family Ties, being one of the main on this album as well. But outside of that, yeah, I guess people, his fan base more specifically, will determine for themselves whether or not this album has that replay value. And if it does, I guess y'all will keep playing it for a while. Me personally, I'm hoping that he releases a lot more music soon. And yeah, outside of that, Baby Keem, the Melodic Blue. Thank y'all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I'm out. See you in the next one. Peace.